Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Autodesk Design Now virtual conference, Next Generation Design. My name is Jeff Lee, and I work on the education team here at Autodesk, and I also have the pleasure of being your host for today. Autodesk makes software for people who design, build, and make the world around us. For the next 2 hours, I invite all of you to learn about the disruptive technologies that are driving the next generation design, influencing industry and businesses, and changing education. Joining us today are students, educators, and lifelong learners from across the globe. I encourage all of you to share your thoughts on social media using #DesignNow. It is my honor to invite our first guest to the stage, Sunand Bhattacharya. Sunand is a global learning strategist here at Autodesk and focuses on thought leadership initiatives around the future of making things. Sunand was a co-founder of Arjuna Learning Design and a tenured professor at Southern Illinois University. Welcome, Sunand.
Thank you very much, Jeff. And good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're located. I think good morning also in some cases. So I'm going to start this afternoon with a story. This is a story of a young boy, actually he's now 15, named Jacob Sperry. Jacob lives in Massachusetts, and Jacob has pretty severe ADHD. And from the age of 12 and 13, he started trying to find a solution that would help him kind of fidget, keep him occupied so that he could focus on his schoolwork. And he went through a lot of trials and prototypes, trying to find the optimum solution. And one thing led to another. On the internet, he found one of our software called Fusion 360 and quickly mastered it and started making prototypes. Here are some images of Jacob working over here. Jacob was also fortunate enough to be at a school called New View Studio in Cambridge. New View Studio is a school that is totally project-based, maker-based learning, and he's still a student over there, has been there for the past several years, and came up with this solution that he prototyped, printed in 3D, tested it, and gave it to people to try out. He refined the design to the point that it was ready for perhaps prime time. And his father helped him create a company, a small company where he started he went on the internet, started his website, got orders. One thing led to another. Fast forward, the design has now been taken up by a company that is manufacturing it and supplying it to places like Barnes and Nobles and Target, etc. The story here is about Jacob at an early age becoming an entrepreneur, getting the confidence to move forward and driving his curiosity in fulfilling his dreams. And it's all about this next generation that's coming up that we are really interested in. That's the Generation Z. Jacob represents that generation, and the availability of tools and opportunities to create and make is something that is making people like Jacob move forward. There are Jacobs in Japan, in Zimbabwe, in India, and all these curious doers are the people that we hope can kind of take on design as an opportunity and pursue and move forward in their lives. There are amazing game changers on our current horizons right now. And Jacob is one part of the story. The other part of it is 10 years ago, we couldn't have imagined anything getting fabricated and a 57-story tower being built in 19 days. 19 days, I underscore. A tower that has taken into consideration sustainability, earthquake, structural considerations, as well as how people will be interacting within the dwellings that they build out here. This interdisciplinary approach is a result of totally new collaboration that's taking place today, with awareness coming in through the cloud as well as tools that help you talk to each other. Another, sorry, I have a problem with the clicker. There are also tools, there are solutions that are coming up using something that that is called generative design that you will be hearing about from my colleague Erin today, where solutions are totally out of the ordinary. Nobody would have even thought of having a structure where you could enjoy an airplane ride beyond just being cooped up in a metal shelter of sorts. So the future is now. It's not in the future. A lot of the work that's going on today in education as well as in industry it's an exciting time that is coming up to us because of 4 distinct areas. One is infinite computing. Computing, the amount of computing you can do is no longer a limitation. The other part of it is reality digitized. Because of infinite computing, you can digitize, store big data, share, and create amazing solutions. And last but not least is everyone is a designer. Design is no longer the domain of one particular discipline or a department. The act of design, the verb, the action that comes in is getting democratized across campuses, across schools, across formal as well as informal education. This exciting time is giving us the opportunity to exercise our vision as Autodesk to help people imagine, design, and create a better world. So, and what are we trying to, and how does this materialize into some practical, actionable things? Is the intersection between designing, making, and using. We're working our tools so that, we're developing our tools so that the intersection of all these activities with embedded sensors as disciplines start talking to each other can move forward to help us create various different kinds of solutions over here. For example, robotics or other mechanical additive manufacturing, and so on and so forth. There's a whole list of array of things that we are able to do today that we couldn't have even thought of doing in our design projects in the past. And that is also making us alter the way we work. There was a time when people sat in rows and the professor stood on the stage and lectured. Today, it's discursive and collaborative, and anytime, any place. So looking at those things, when we look at design and education, there are 3 primary components and outcomes that have to happen: is making, thinking, and communicating, so that one can design faster, work anywhere, and share with anyone. And that's where we have kind of, as Autodesk, we've been working towards our tools becoming the enablers of all those activities. There's another piece to this, is how can people learn easily and master these tools without getting lost in the myriad of codes, and that they can be active in a short period of time. We listened. These were the feedback that we got from our consumers and our customers. And what we are delivering are solutions that will help you work fast, design, work anywhere, share with anyone, and overcome obstacles of the Mac PCs and all that you've traditionally been shackled with. And then real-time collaboration, instantly being able to find your solution and collaborate anytime, any place, and seamless integration. Those are now the cornerstone of any new software solutions that are coming out. And when you look at all these things put together, look at the trend out here. There are many things that are coming up that wouldn't have been there 5 years ago. You'll be hearing about AR, VR from my colleague this afternoon. Then there's the Internet of Things. You go to Lowe's today, and you can find various different kinds of thermostats that kind of give you much more information than perhaps we even care to have sometimes. Robotics, everybody knows about robotics and what's going on, both at the school level as well as in industry. Additive and hybrid manufacturing. 3D printers have made a world of difference to the way people think and create their prototypes and have them in their hands in literally hours, as opposed to waiting for somebody to carve something or make something and give it to you, provide it to you. Factory of the future is going to look quite different with robotics and machine learning coming into place. Cloud collaboration, drones. Drones are here to stay. People are playing with drones. People are gathering information that they never would have thought of gathering in the past. Digital construction, fabrication. You saw that 57-story building. Climate change. This is an area that is that's very near and dear to Autodesk and its foundation. Climate and the solutions that come up from designers and engineers for a better world is something that all of us need to band together and innovate for a better world. Smart cities, AI, machine learning, and generative design that you're going to be hearing about. So moving forward for this afternoon, we have some really great speakers lined up for you who will be addressing both generative design, drones, robotics, AR and VR, immersive design. And I sincerely hope you have a great time through this webinar and conference that's going on. Thank you.
Sunand, clicker. Thank you, Sunand, for that insightful presentation.